Beats by Mr. 45.
Hello, beautiful stars out there, earth, air, fire, and water. I hope everyone has been staying prayed up, blessed up, and doing what you do best. It is a beautiful, 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 nice afternoon out here in Rainchildzkornerz. And I just hope you all continue to do no other than have fun and just continue to rise and rise and rise to the occasion. All right. And so I am back to give you all a beautiful message, and I have been getting, some messages from the ancestors, and this one might kind of like be on the weird side or whatever, but what it's like this, child. What ain't weird around these neck of the woods, especially at Rainchildzkornerz, honey. When you come to the four corners of the Rainchild, the north, south, east, and west, you know what I'm saying? Earth, air, fire, and water. When you come around this neck of the woods, child, ain't no telling what you gonna hear. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't afraid to tell it. If it comes out, just tell it like it is. But, yeah, as a lot of us do know, we do know that our ancestors are around us, and they're around us even more than they have been, in the past. They're like literally here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might not can see them. I'm sure you can feel their presence. They're around. You might be getting, like I said this before, you might be getting the smells. You might be getting, synchronicities. You might been seeing things that remind you of, certain people, or, songs, whatever. But this thing, I do understand. And if you've been, hearing certain songs that's just been coming, over and over and over, like old songs and stuff like that, and these people, your folks, your peeps, they're trying to communicate, and they're trying to get your attention on a few things, and they're letting you know that they're literally here. And I do not know what that might look like for you. You know what I'm saying? But I just been hearing all kind of crazy stuff, which is not crazy, and I'm gonna quit saying that because that's just being disrespectful, I think. I just heard they're here. And I understand that they are here. And have you ever just look up one day when you're outside and it's really beautiful and it's clear, and sometimes it don't even have to be just a super clear day. I mean, it could be like really cloudy, and have you ever really looked up and seen those big puff clouds, and it looks like they're literally just laying on a flat clear glass surface, and it'd be huge. And I don't know, with my imagination and the way I am, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, but it's been a few times when I looked up, and the feeling that I got, I just felt like something was inside of those clouds. Now, please leave me a comment below, honey, if you understand what I'm talking about. I just been feeling like something was watching inside those clouds. And yes, I do believe, it could possibly be our ancestors and our peeps. You know what I'm saying? When we evolve and we, leave this 3D state, we don't really know exactly what that is going to look like to us, because we're not there. You know what I'm saying? But to some of us do know. You know what I'm saying? Some of us remember. But I do believe in my heart, body, mind, and soul, I believe that you go to where it is you're supposed to go. And then sometimes you come back, you know what I'm saying, to repeat something, some type of lesson of some such, whatever the case may be. And sometimes you just are made to come back here, to help help your peeps, you know what I'm saying? Help some people to get, you know, to the next level, you know what I'm saying? A lot of us need a little push every now and then. But there's no harm in knowing that we can live comfortably here. You know what I'm saying? If you live in the right way, you're trying to help your neighbor, you know, your next person who really understands, or someone who is listening, and some who is willing to listen, because everybody's not willing to listen. They're going to look at you like, oh, you're talking out the side of your neck, you know, that's nonsense, whatever the case may be. You know, sometimes your words can be, your words in your life and the way you operate can be totally out of someone else's mind. You know, sometimes your world is out of their mind. You know what I'm saying? They can't get with it. You know what I'm saying? They can't understand it. But you know what trips me out? What trips me out is that a person understands death. They understand when they leave this earth that they don't come back here in this particular physical. This physical's done. They understand that, but they can't understand nothing else. I'm telling you, to understand that death mean it's final. You know, this particular flesh right here is finally gone. It's over with. It's not coming back here. But your soul goes on. They understand that. But there's a lot of other things that they really need to understand, and they don't understand, and they cannot comprehend. You know what I'm saying? Their mind just don't work like that. Some people are willing to listen. Some people are not. But let me go on ahead and let me get some cleanse my hands, yeah. Okay. Let me clear the communication. All right, do that a little bit extra longer. All right, and then your girl's been out and about doing the most today, so here we go. This is to clear any kind of negative energy on your behalf and mine. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, God Almighty. First and foremost, okay? But yeah. And I will be uploading an exercise, you know, so you can open your heart, you know what I'm saying? To open your heart chakra, so you can be able to open up everything and be able to look at things in a loving manner. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, there's been a lot going on, and I understand that, you know, you might feel, like I always say, you're gonna feel isolated sometimes when you're going through this thing, you know, in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? And if you're already on this journey and you already in it, you're understanding that there's a lot that's gonna be going on, you know, as far as learning more, because more is coming that we have not even thought on. You know, some of these things we don't even think on this process. A lot of people don't think on this process, but it's nothing to be afraid of. I mean, sometimes you might need to get with people, like-minded people, like your soul tribe, or, you know, someone who can, you know, you can talk these things out with. You don't want to sit around and talk to someone who is like, child, please go away, I don't want to hear that mess, honey. You is crazy, child. That's not real. You know, that's nonsense. You know, someone who thinks like that, to me, that's a dangerous person because they're lost and they're locked. Their brain is locked. Their soul is locked. They are asleep. You know, and I do understand a lot of people are already born awake. You know, me personally, not trying to just be all like that, you know what I'm saying? But I know for a fact I was a child that was born awake. I was wide awake and I was wide open. I always ask questions. The space ever end. I always wanted to know more. You know what I'm saying? I observed a lot of people. As a child, I would look at adults and I could literally see who they were, whether they were good or bad. You know, I didn't trust people too easy. I didn't just go over people's houses like that, you know what I'm saying, with their parents, you know, parents being there, whatever the case may be. You know, I might would go to a friend's house that I might have met or whatever, and when I got there, the vibe was just off, and I just want to go home, you know, I just didn't feel right, you know what I'm saying? And obviously there was something wrong with that parent, you know, that individual, the case may be. I could pretty much know for myself if a person was cool or not. I'll never forget. This is a quick story time. I'll never forget being 9 years old. And this lady wanted me, you know, I would talk to her a lot. You know, she was sitting outside. She'd always be out there laying out in the sun. She was a beautiful woman, that long, beautiful, long brown hair. You know what I'm saying? She had really pretty bronze skin, but she drank a lot. So I remember I was out there talking to her, and she had saw me, I was outside, and I was always, you know, lollygagging, looking at the clouds and this and that and the other, or playing with insects and feeding ants and just doing whatever, you know, what kids do. Well, what I used to do, and some of the kids back in my day used to do. You know, we didn't have a computer, internet, none of that stuff. But she was, you know, telling me the things she used to do when she was little and this and that and the other. And then she was like, you know, I'll be going to probably tomorrow or so, going to pick poke salad. And she's like, would you like to come? And I said, well, I have to ask my mom. So I took her to the house or whatever. And, you know, I did meet some cool adult people back then that was like really, really cool. That wasn't on that fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? And they would take us places and stuff, and there was never no mess behind it. You know, they would always come meet the parents. You know, back then it was just a little more easy on Easy Street. But yeah, so I took her to the house, and she met my grandmother, whatever. And they was like, oh yeah, we want some poke salad, this and that and the other. So, you know, the next day, you know, this is like Friday. So the next day, I decided to go. Mommy gave me this little pouch or whatever, you know, so, you know, everything was cool until I went to the lady's house. I smelled the alcohol on her breath, and I was a little worried. And then she had like a Wrangler Jeep, you know, she had the top dropped and everything, and she had, oh wait a minute, let me get him a drink, we gonna go. So she had a drink. And I was like, are you drinking? And she was like, oh, it's just iced tea. But it was a Long Island iced tea probably, but you could smell it. It just ranked. So I got in the car with her, you know, the Jeep, whatever. And then she went to get a step. I had got in the Jeep, and she went to step up in the Jeep, and she fell out. And she was just giggling and laughing and kicking and screaming and laughing, whatever. And so she had to go back in the house to fix her drink. By this time, you know, I was like, something just told me, no, don't go. Stay home. So she went to get, and I didn't want to, you know, like disappoint her. You know what I'm saying? That other side of you that don't want to disappoint people when you know something's not right. You know what I'm saying? So I went on ahead, and we started proceeding to go, you know, down the road or whatever. And we got down to the bottom. We stayed in an apartment complex, really nice apartment complex. And we got all the way down to the very end where you go to get out, make a right to get on the highway to go wherever we was going to go. And it was like the entrance. And I don't know, it must have been a look on my face. I felt horrible. It was just it's one of those feelings like, God, what am I doing? Like, you know, you don't want to do this. You know what I'm saying? And it just felt like really bad. And then I just looked at her, and she looked at me, and she stopped, and she said, you're sorry, you're coming with me, aren't you? And I said, yeah, I'm just don't feel good anymore. And she said, well, you want me to take you home? And I said, I can get out right here, and I'll run home. And shoot, man, I got out there Jeep so darn fast and ran all the way home. And then Mommy was like, I thought, where the post salad? I thought you'd go to your post salad. And I told Mommy what had happened, and she was like, well, I hope she be okay. You know, I think she didn't come home that night, so I don't know what happened. But when she got back, Looked like she had been out in the sun too long, child. I don't know what happened, but I think she had told me. Yeah, I remember her telling me that she got pulled over by the police and she ended up getting arrested, and she was glad that I didn't come, and that she was actually going to check herself into Alcoholics Anonymous because she said it was something in my eyes that just made her so sad, to the point where she realized that she wanted to be a better person, you know. And I knew she was a good person, but I think, you know, she finally did go get herself together, because I never seen her like that again. She would be at the pool, you know, she would always speak and stuff, you know, we would swim together and we'd race back and forth. She was still a cool person. But I think she finally got herself together. But yeah. It be those weird feelings that you get. And the whole moral to the story is, you know, you get beautiful people in beautiful situations, and sometimes they have to realize, you know, they have to heal themselves. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to, you know, be that type of person around this individual. You know, you could have healing vibes and not even know it. Just by the little itty bitty thing, you could do just the little smallest thing, you know what I'm saying? And it would heal someone. But yeah, I done pretty much got all the way off kilter, you know, to the message or whatever. But yeah, just thinking about those clouds and everything, and looking at the clouds when I was little and stuff, you know, I always felt like it was always something beyond those clouds that would be watching. And, you know, I hadn't felt like that in a very long time, you know what I'm saying? But now I've been feeling it again, and it's like really, really strong. But, yeah, just try to be around people, you know, who understand you, regardless of their state, you know what I'm saying? Don't be the type of person who be like, oh, well, since you're doing this and you're drinking and doing that and blah, 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 you know, I'm better than you. No, you're not. You're not better than the next person. You're not. But if they are doing some fuck shit to you or doing fuck shit to other people, then you might want to get away from that person. You know what I'm saying? But just know opportunity is always around for you to heal someone by just the little slightest little things, if you can understand or comprehend what I'm saying. Okay? And so let's just pull a couple of cards, and then I'm going to go, and then I'll be back to do the heart chakra meditation. And then I'll put, you know, I'll be adding this all into the video. Okay? All right. Nothing but the highest light. God Almighty, archangels, ancestors, evil is never welcome here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Nobody's better than the next. Okay. These two flipped up. No, we all, regardless of how we all got here, Chad, we are all God's children. You know what I'm saying? Just some choose to be and some choose not to be. You know what I'm saying? You have a choice here. That's the whole beauty of the whole situation. God gives us a choice. It's like when I was 9 years old, I had a choice, you know what I'm saying, to ride with that lady. And I decided not to, because I didn't feel right. I felt like something horrible was gonna happen. It probably wasn't gonna be good. Just imagine if my grandma and them had got a phone call state that I was at the police department with that woman and she was drinking and driving, oh my God, that would have been a mess. That would have been a big mess too. And then that woman wasn't even healed. You know what I'm saying? She was going through something. Imagine what my peoples would have did. That would have been a whole nother messed up level. It probably would have put that child in a deeper depression. You know what I'm saying? It probably would have made her drink more. She probably would have lost her driver's license, because South Carolina don't play that. You know what I'm saying? With a child in the car, even back then. You know, you riding around drinking and driving with a kid in the car, honey, you ain't gonna have no license. They're gonna get snatched up from you. You know what I'm saying? Who's to say if she even had license, you know, because she was younger. She couldn't have been older than about 21, 22. You know, just a cool individual, but, you know, it could have been really bad, so, yeah. Glad I didn't stay. Alright, so the first card that came out was the King of Pentacles, okay? It says, you are confident and successful, finding many opportunities to attract and manage wealth. All right, it says you've achieved great things and you can finally say you've reached the pinnacle of your achievement. Sit back and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Wealth, business, leadership, security, you know, perspective, success, authority, abundance, prosperity, generosity, comfort, discipline. You know, we get this card a lot. You know what I'm saying? You know, some of you all are starting to feel the fruits of your labor. Yes, you are. Because you've been manifesting and you've been doing it with a happy heart. You know what I'm saying? All right. And then we also have the 8 of Wands. It says you're busy, but this is a great thing. You're productive and making great strides. All right. Strike while the iron is hot, removing distractions and, you know, devoting yourself entirely to an activity, you know, or opportunity will propel you even closer to your goal. Be mindful of where your energy needs to be placed and use it wisely. Speed, action, movement, swift change, sudden action, manifesting quick results, you know, quick decisions, air travel, because, you know, there's going to be some type of news that's going to be coming through. And you heard what the card said. You know what I'm saying? You've been busy manifesting, knowing some new things is going to be coming through. It's going to be coming through quick. This is quick action. You know what I'm saying? So be about it, you know, and do what you do. Okay. All right. And then we have the Ace, you know, the Ace of Cups. Let go of any emotional baggage that is weighing you down. All right. Love, compassion, creativity, new feelings, spirituality, intuition, new baby, you know, proposal, marriage, you know, basically, you know what I'm saying? This card right here for me is like the overflow of abundance. You know, abundance can be an overflow of anything. It could be overflow of, you know, healthy life, overflow of material, you know, things, you know, overflow of, like I say, new baby, something new coming through. You know what I'm saying? It says whether or not you choose to take the cup or, you know, and drink from it, you know, is up to you. You know what I'm saying? You have all the opportunities in the world to make your life a better and beautiful place. You know what I'm saying? Your cup is flowing over. And know that can be, you know, coming forth. You know, this could be, you know, happening in the present, you know what I'm saying, or it can be in your future. And then we have a star here, you know what I'm saying, hope. You know, you have a lot of hope, you know what I'm saying? And it says healing, faith, purposes, renewal, spiritual, you know, fortune, good omens, you know what I'm saying, rejuvenation. Okay, it says you have a renewed sense of self and magic is flowing all around you. You know what I'm saying? This is a time of great personal growth, development. Give yourself and, you know, your spirit as others may benefit from the blessings you receive. So anything that you're, you know, blessings that you might receive, just know that others can benefit from that. You know what I'm saying? Just like this message here. This is a beautiful message. You know what I'm saying? You can get those pentacles. You know, other people can benefit from your blessings. You know what I'm saying? You know that, you know, quick action messages is coming through, just like we know something is above them clouds, honey. Something is up there. You know what I'm saying? And it's looking down upon us and it's watching us. You know what I'm saying? However it may look for you, you know, it might look different to the next person. You know what I'm saying? Just be open to receive this abundance. You know what I'm saying? and have hope and faith and all that. And this is basically, this message is for the ones who are having hope and faith. Okay. All right. And so I'm going to have to stop the reading because it was going to cut off on me anyway. So I had to do some adjustments. Okay. All right. And so, you know, we have the Hierophant here. You know, the Hierophant, you know, is telling you to embrace the conventional, embrace the conventional and follow the rules. You know what I'm saying? So stay to the conventional way, you know what I'm saying, as far as following rules. You know what I'm saying? Don't go out there and do anything negative. Anything negative is not going to be, you know, a benefit to you. You know what I'm saying? If something is out there that's watching us, which I know it is, that's watching, looking down upon you, like I said, we're never alone, and spirit is always all around us. You know what I'm saying? If they're watching us, you want to be doing the right thing, you know, at all times. You know, it's okay if you make like little bad decisions every now and then. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You can always correct them. You can always start over. You know, sometimes, you know, we're human, so sometimes we make mistakes. But knowingly going in to just really just do some, you know what, fuck shit, and knowing you're either hurting someone or trying to do something negative to someone else, to take something from someone, you know what I'm saying? Just being overbearingly, just greedy, you know what I'm saying? And not even caring how it's affecting another person, you know what I'm saying? Because you think it's all about you and you only, and there's no other person in the world but you. That's not right. It's not. It's one thing to stay in your own lane and be about yourself, you know what I'm saying? But it's another thing to actively go into someone else's energy and take something from them. You know what I'm saying? It's negative. So, you know, use your intuition. Use the traditional, you know, way, you know, with society and its rules. You know what I'm saying? As far as taking stuff from people, you know, doing anything negative to hurt someone else. You know what I'm saying? Be about that. Be about the truthful way of doing things. And you can never go wrong. Because what it's going to do for you when you're being negative and you're stealing and you're taking things from people, you might not physically be just snatching things, you know, from people, but even if you're trying to do it spiritually, it's still wrong, because it's just going to have your ass like this, period. You're going to be just like this, all up in your shadow self. You know, you're going to be in this attachment mode, you know, with a, you know, addiction, temptation, destructive behavior, materialism, you know what I'm saying, codependency, toxicity. You know what I'm saying? When you go out of the boundaries, out of your boundaries, you know what I'm saying, and try to bust through somebody else's boundaries just to literally just stop them from getting something, you basically just bounding yourself up in something you don't really want to be involved in. Really, you don't. Because, you know, for one, you don't know who you're messing with. For two, you know, you're doing nothing but hurting yourself. It's going to have you feeling trapped. You know what I'm saying? In the long run. Because guess what? When everything comes to the forefront and you're seen for who you really are, and people really know exactly who you are, you know, by taking things from other people spiritually, physically, or mentally, however you want to do it. You know what I'm saying? You're going to feel trapped, because all that's going to be snatched away from you, period, anyway, and you're not going to have access to nobody or anything that's going to be able to, that you're going to be able to take from or manipulate, as I can say it like this. Whoever you're trying to manipulate, you know what I'm saying, to get what you want, you know what I'm saying, regardless of who else is hurting, regardless of how unfair it is, nobody's going to fool with you. Nobody's going to want to fool with that. You know what I'm saying? People deal with you, but really they ain't fooling with you. You know what I'm saying? And so you're gonna be feeling the lack, because you're not gonna be able to manipulate people no more. You're gonna be without. You're gonna lose. And you know how spirit works. You know, when you take something from somebody, it could be $5. Guess what? you'll end up losing 500. Some kind of way, you'll end up losing more just from being like that. You know, you take what applies, you leave the rest. You know your story, I do not. This is the different messages here. And you know, take what you need to take and listen how you need to listen. Yeah, because eventually that fight that you've been fighting, stirring up the pot, you know, creating tension and everything, you know what I'm saying? Just because you want what you want. You know what I'm saying? Conflict, upheaval, loss, disagreement, competition, defeat, winning at all costs, sneaky bullies, you know, thieves, you know, abusive relationships. You see that? Abuse of your power. People are going to start walking away from your ass. You see what I'm saying? And then you're going to be standing there by yourself with your little swords. They just going to drop it all and just be like, all right, gotta go. And you just heard this confirmation, this phone right here. Yeah, they're just going to walk away from you because it ain't right. You got to be fair. You know what I'm saying? This world is, you know, infinite. I mean, this world is abundant. Everybody can win. You know what I'm saying? It don't have to be no 1 or 2 people winning at all costs. Or even just 3 people winning at all costs. That's not fair. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be a group activity. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to certain things. You know, this could be a work relationship. You know, a spiritual situation, or however you want to look at it. You know what I'm saying? If you're manipulating to try to benefit, you know, because your greed or whatever the case may be, or however you want to look at this, you know, if it ain't right, it just ain't right. You know what I'm saying? And then we have the Queen of Wands here. Courage, confidence, independent, focus, zest for life, determination, and joy. You know what I'm saying? Finding yourself to be self-aware and confident as you're discovering, you know, your life purpose. You know what you want and how you know, and how to get it. Stay laser focused and keep that friendly, optimistic attitude. It'll serve you well. You can get these things on your own. You can get these things by not being greedy. You can get these things by being your true, authentic self and being happy. You know what I'm saying? You do know if someone takes something from you or try to manipulate situations, you know what I'm saying, to benefit their own need. Do they? I mean, some people are so blind to the point where they really think you don't see what they're doing. That is so hilarious. I mean, that goes to show how sleep a person is, or how sleep people are. Just a bunch of sleepy asses, and they need to get their ass back in the what? As I used to say, get your ass in a bunk bed and go to sleep. Just go back to sleep. You know, I don't like to be around a whole bunch of sleepy people who don't understand what you're saying or when you're even talking to them, but yet they want to be all up in your business and know what you're talking about. What's that? What's this? Honey, if I even try to explain to you, you ain't going to even be able to comprehend what I'm even talking about, because you're going to look at me like you've been looking at me and thinking I'm just dumb. You know what I'm saying? When I just been cordial, you know what I'm saying, with the situation. And this is how a lot of you are. Being cordial with the situation and not really paying folk no attention. You know what I'm saying? Seeing the deal, you know. Feeling sorry for them actually, because they're in this mode. And you know, it's another thing too. Sometimes it's always this that's in the background of them, you know, pulling the strings, you know, trying to keep things running the way it needs to be running for them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Ridiculous. Or shall I say, like my child says, redunculous. Sad but true. I wish a person would call me up on the phone and be running their mouth to me. You know what I'm saying? About something, about a correct decision I ever make, you know? or try to just call me up and manipulate me. You know what I'm saying? Or think they're continuing to manipulate me, because you would just, you would not want to do that, period. And sometimes you don't want to be doing that, period, to anybody, because you never know who's guiding them. You never know who's watching over them. You never know who's up in those clouds looking down at all your manipulative tactics. That's just going to really just come to an end, because it has, and it will come to an end. Okay? So just know, whatever the case may be and what you might be going through, if some people just cannot wake up like the young lady did in the Jeep after she realized I was not going to be riding with her, and she decided to fix what it was that she had to fix. If these people don't want to wake up and not be fair about the company that they want around them, not be fair about the well-being of other people, leave them. Leave them be. You know, pray them away from your energy. That works too. All right, and I'm going to pull a couple of more cards. Nothing but the highest light, God Almighty, archangels, ancestors. Evil is never welcome here. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah, pray them away if they don't want to change. If you've even tried to pray, you know, for people to do better, just pray about your energy, you know. And something will happen. Either you'll be removed or into a better situation, you know, to where you don't have to worry about your stuff being tampered with, or worried about people manipulating the situation where you might work, or, you know, people just doing the most. Either you'll be removed from that situation, or they'll be removed away from you. One of the two. Because God don't play about his children. Period. No, your gardens are gonna be, they're fine. You know, some people might try to slow some stuff down for you, but you know, whatever the case may be, know that your garden is growing. It's growing beautifully. Look at there. It is growing. Okay. Oh, and look at that cloud up there. Now, you know something up there in that cloud. Something is in that cloud. I'm dead ass serious on this now. Go outside, and when you look at them clouds again, look at what I'm talking about, especially when they look like they're perfectly laid on a glass table. There's something in there. All the beauty and hope in the world is coming your way because you have faith and you have hope. You are the beautiful star here. Don't ever forget that. Don't ever forget that. And don't let people treat you like you're not of such. Okay? Because the dumb things that people do, you know what I'm saying? They're going to be the ones that's going to be putting themselves at this crossroad. And you still going to be in that cute house right there, that beautiful house. You know, things are still going to be working out for you, and you still going to be in that house right there. And they just going to forever be running on these crossroads. Just keep trying to run back and forth. All up in your driveway, child. Running back and forth, running back and forth, running back and forth in the crossroads. And you just going to be right there just looking at them like poor things. You know what I'm saying? But, I just hope this message finds you well, and I hope, you know, that each and every person out here that's, you know, actually on this channel, that's actually listening to this message, I really do hope these messages are helping. And be sure to, you know, leave me a message below, you know what I'm saying? And if you have anything you know, that you would like to ask me, you can do so. I'll answer back. I do not bite, okay? And I love each and every one of you guys, and thank you so much. I'm almost at 3,000 subscribers. And I just love you all. And don't forget, actually, I think I'm just gonna do a separate video for that.
For the heart chakra,
so this one won't be so long. So I'm gonna do a separate video, because that's probably gonna be like an hour-long video to do the heart chakra, you know, exercise. Okay. And I love each and every one of you guys, and I look forward to coming back to give you more messages. And when I do see those clouds, yeah, I'm gonna take pictures so you can see what I'm talking about, because yeah, I am crazy. Okay. All right. Love you all. Deuces. Oh, don't forget to like, share, subscribe too. Okay. Love y'all. Deuces.